What's going on, collectors? Optical 20 here for another video review. This time, I released the Batman 66 the other day, so now we're gonna tackle Robin. It just goes hand in hand. It's still available at bigbadtoystore.com. Just click the link in the description, and as you can see from the box, it kind of follows the theme of the 66 Batman. It's pretty cool. I'm digging the box. So if you have the space and you can afford to, I would display them alongside a figure, because like I said, it's really catchy, vibrant, it's colorful. It kind of just represents the entire 66 theme back then. If you are a big fan of the TV show, and like I said on the Batman review, I'm not. I haven't even seen a single episode. I have seen the movie on Amazon Prime. This is way before my time. But I do respect the history, and as you can see there, it gives you that 60s style. You know, it's vibrant. There's a lot of patterns. There's circular patterns. I guess people were high back then. I don't know. Holy collectible figure. So they're really iconic. You know, one of these days, nowadays we don't even see Robin. You know, the last time we've seen him, he's not even Robin. He's a cop on The Dark Knight Rises. And the inside of this box, as you can see, is also a window that opens up. As you can use this as a backdrop or so in displaying your figure. So that's pretty cool and unique that Hot Toys did there. And as far as the accessories, he comes with extra pegs, and all of them comes with extra pegs, but this one is a bit smaller, and it also comes with that rope that you can tie in with his I believe batarang. You know, you can go ahead and do that. He has assortment of fists. And by the way, I also sold this figure to the same person. You know, I sold him as a pair to my good buddy Frank. So you can see here, there's some hands that hold certain accessories. He doesn't come with much accessories, unlike Batman. However, initially he does. He's pretty cheap. You know, I believe he came in at $180, if I'm not mistaken. So that's, you won't. I think the norm now for Hot Toys is $250, which is a bit too much. I thought $200 were a lot before, but you know, I understand, like, the times are moving and things are getting more expensive, but at the end of the day, man, it's still a toy. It's still a toy. So you can see there some radio. And the reason I said that is, you know, back in the day, I can buy a TV for the same price. It's not 4K or anything, but it was top of the line back then, and you know, it does cost around $1,000. Now TVs are much better, smaller, thinner, better technology, and they seem to going lower in prices. And I know it doesn't apply to everything, but at the end of the day, no one really needs a TV, you know, to change TVs every year, as much as no one really needs Hot Toys every year. So, you know, just saying, Hot Toys, check your prices. There you go, Batarang. That's why I don't buy too much Hot Toys nowadays. I feel like it's getting out of hand. It just is. Robin stand, classic TV series. Yeah, like I said, you know, has a lot of accessories, considering the fact that it was $180 when it first came out, or at least when I bought it. You know, I don't know how much initially it is. And the actual figure itself is pretty cool. You know, the costume that he does have is pretty intricate. There's a lot of parts, there's a lot of fabric in it, as you can see. And also there were reports that this R is not really centered, but it's up to you to play around with it. You can futz around with it, you know, just move it around if it's not fully in the middle, especially now that it's out of production. So you can, like, it's still available at Big Bad Toy Store for $179, but they don't have the Batman anymore. So it's a bit tricky. I mean, it's up to you if you just want the Robin, because it's pretty rare to come by anyway, at least even on the movies. You know, like, it's the last time was in The Dark Knight Rises, and he's a civilian back then. But it's a cool representation of Robin, regardless if you are a 66 fan or not. But you know, it would look weird right next to an Affleck Batman. So if you don't have the 66 one, it's you know, it's one of those things where it's a hard sell. It's a hard sell if you don't have. He's like Jesse from Breaking Bad. You know, are you gonna buy Jesse without Walter White? You know, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you would. Maybe you're just a big fan. But and the cape, everything is pretty good in this release right here. It's the only complaint I have is there's none actually. I guess the elbow. I wish it would have been double jointed, but they're trying to minimize the joints. So I do get that. It's not really a complaint, I guess. You know, but overall I'm pretty happy with it. I did sell it. It just doesn't fit my collection, or it just doesn't have a meaning to me. But that's only the reason why. There are certain figures that I did sell. It's because I hated it. You know, like Tonto. I sold it. I pretty much gave it away. Not because of, you know, I guess the movie. I just didn't like the movie. Yeah, it was an okay figure, but it just, not even the movie, it just doesn't fit my collection. It just out of place. And this guy is not, because I do like Batman and I have a lot of Batman stuff. But at the end of the day, I gotta choose between. It's not even the price, you know. I mean, it does help, but the space, you know. As you can see here, the head sculpt is pretty good itself. Burt Ward is his name, the actor that played this Robin, and comparing from the older pictures, from googling it, it looks like the head sculpt is pretty strong. You know, I can't say for certain, because like I said, I didn't watch the episodes. I did watch a grainy film from Amazon, the movie, and based off of that, it looks like a pretty strong head sculpt to me. So, you know, can't say nothing about his head sculpt. And as far as height comparison, he is still shorter than a female character. So you can see there, Catwoman. She is, I believe, her stand is a little bit higher, just a tad bit higher than the normal oval stand by these two guys, but it's still quite good. And as you can see there, pretty nice. They look great together. This 66 Batman is really, I wouldn't even call it underrated. You know, I guess I just didn't appreciate it more than it should, and I know it's being appreciated now with somebody else. So it's getting the love that it deserves. And I'll throw up a few poses with Robin before we wrap this thing up as usual. There's certain assortment of poses. He's not restricted by anything. Even his leggings right there. It's a bit tight, but it doesn't feel like you're gonna rip him. You know, like the same thing with Batman. The only concern I have with Batman before was the stitching on his side. Kind of reminds me of the Christopher Reeve Superman, but that figure is still holding up fine for me. So, you know, if you have that figure, I wouldn't be concerned at all. It looks like the fabric, and you know, it's pretty strong, it's pretty stretchy, so you can do an assortment of poses with them without being worried too much that it's gonna break or it's gonna tear. And this guy right here, you know, he kind of, I'm trying to simulate the heroic pose back in the 60s, where the heroes just standing up, chest puffing out, and them holding on their hips. He doesn't really have those hands to go along with, but or I'm being just lazy at this point. I know when I was shooting this, I was gonna sell them. You know, I bought them, kept them for a while. You know, they're pretty cool. It's just that, I don't know, there's just no connection to me. So I went ahead and did sell them. However, I know the price is gonna go up now because of everything that happened. So that's something to keep an eye on. So if you are, like I said, if you manage to snag a 66 Batman, this is still available at Big Bad Toy Store. Do not pray for premium for this guy, although I don't think he's going for a lot anyway. He's a nice figure, really nice figure, but you know, it is what it is. He's Robin, but as a figure itself, I think it's pretty cool. You know, especially if you have the space to display them. And it's nice too if you got the two backdrop, which is the windows, and you know you can kind of do something fun with them. I think that would be pretty cool. And there you go. You know, I'm sorry I'm not creative enough with his poses. It's just that unlike the 66 Batman, it's so much fun to display. He has the bomb, he has the shark repellent. I just don't connect. You know, even on reviews, I just don't connect with his figures. But it doesn't mean they're horrible figures. I just, you know, just don't have any connection with them. I guess it's gonna be the same way once I review the DX15. Beautiful figure, the Johnny Depp ones from Pirates of the Caribbean. It's just that I also don't like the movie. You know, but regardless of what I think, it's still a great figure by itself. To all accounts, the same thing with this Robin. So if you're planning to pick this up, like I said, just click the link down below. Please like or subscribe to my channel. It really does help me out. Share this, you know, and once again, thank you for watching. And